And joining us on the debate tonight, China NC spokesperson of the BJP, Ratan Sharda, political analyst and author, also an RSS ideologue, Professor Manojit Mandal, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and Tausif Ahmed Khan, advocate and political analyst. Let me take my first question to China NC. China,
thank you.
Mamata Banerjee today cleared the air. Yeah, she cleared the air and she said she did not attend the Prime Minister, Chief Minister review meeting. Now, that's what you said. You said she did not attend. But she says it was supposed to be only a Prime Minister, Chief Minister meeting. So we decided to submit our report to the Prime Minister and then with the Prime Minister's permission. And she said not once or twice, but I said 3 times that with the Prime Minister's permission, we went to Diga. I sought the Prime Minister's permission 3 times. Now, somewhere when we look at the claims and the counter claims, it's not adding up. So whose version should the viewer believe, China NC?
Firstly, this is the Prime Minister of India. He's not the Prime Minister of a state. You have to give respect where is due. It would have served the interest of the state and the people for the CM. And Mamata ji, yes, she is the elected representative of the people. And as having officials, you had Suvendu Adhikari ji there, you had other dignitaries from the bureaucracy as well. And all of whom choose to disrespect the Honorable Prime Minister. Is this confrontational stance serving any purpose in the interest of a state or democracy? Now, non-participation of a chief minister and officials and not in sync with the constitution and the law. And for what reason? The Prime Minister has gone there, has done this aerial survey when it comes to cyclonias, has announced 1,000 crores for immediate relief. And this immediate relief is a benefit to the state. And you are pretending to be so busy that you choose to disrespect the Honorable Prime Minister. The union government has employed an interministerial team to visit the states and assess the full extent of damage. Despite that, the Prime Minister went. The centre assured full help of restoration and rebuilding of infrastructure of the affected areas. 2 lakhs was given to the next of kin of those dead, 50,000 for those who are injured. And at the same time, the Prime Minister, when he visited Orissa, didn't get disrespect. West Bengal, obviously the situation seems to be very different. And then to come out to the press today and make it out to be as if, oh, I had said that I am leaving. You had a similar meeting in Bhubaneswar. There was no question when it came to the Honorable Prime Minister's suggestions or the Chief Minister's suggestions back and forth, because obviously one wants to ensure that our people are safe. And especially on one hand, when you have COVID, on the other, you have a situation such as this. Let's not forget what happened last November. You had a high-level meeting headed by our Union Home Minister Amit Shah ji, where he released 4,382 crores to 6 states for central assistance for natural calamities. Here, on one hand, when the centre and the Prime Minister is going forward to help, whether it's floods, landslides, whether it's the pandemic, and there it's a dark day in India's history, if you ask me, because is this what cooperative federalism is? Is this what a principal head has to show to the Honorable Prime Minister, who is the elected representative of the country? You may be the head of the state, but we must have that respect. And with the respect which has been given back and forth, there has been also lots of questions whether the administration was able to manage the relief, whether there was a rampant loot plagued by relief workers. All these questions have to be answered by somebody, right? So why should the government only be doing a one-sided interaction?
So can I take the first response from the Trinamool Congress to your opening comment? Manojit, while Mamata Banerjee has defended her decision to not attend the meeting,
yes,
the response from Suvendu Adhikari, who is the leader of the opposition here, said that West Bengal Chief Minister and her administrative, I'm quoting him, right? He says West Bengal Chief Minister and her administration did a shameful act. They made the Prime Minister wait for 30 minutes. They did not take care of the grace of the Prime Minister's post, and that and his words were that they were ignorant of the fact that the welfare of the people was supposed to be the headline. Now, I want you to respond to what Shaina has said and clear the air on whether the Prime Minister was kept waiting?
No, first of all, you decide for yourself whether you want to go by the words of the Chief Minister or you want to go by the words of the BJP. I think after today's press conference by Mamata as a Chief Minister of this state, the only one authority remains in this country which can either contest or accept Mamata's press conference or the press briefings, that is the office of the PMO. All other entities in this respect, including the very honorable spokesperson of the BJP, I think is completely irrelevant. Now you again are peddling the same narrative which the BJP has been doing for the last one day, that Mamata was actually, Mamata was, no, you let me finish. No, you had an uninterrupted run, madam. Show some courtesy. I believe you are an honorable person.
Let him speak.
You are an interrupted run for 5 minutes.
Shaina, you've spoken, let him speak.
No, I'm not yielding.
Shaina,
I'm not yielding. Now come to the point. Come to the common sense. Come to the point about our Prime Minister being made to wait for 30 minutes. Now, according to the version of the very honorable leader of the opposition, the Prime Minister's choppers landed at 1:55 p.m. Chief Minister choppers landed at 2:10. And now by 3 p.m., Mamata was at Digha for her administrative meeting, which she was conducting live on television. Now, how with 40 minutes, when the meeting was actually already started by the Prime Minister and Mamata entered the premise? The meeting was already started. Mamata was not allowed to enter. She made it very clear. After 10 minutes wait, Mamata convinced the people that I was supposed to be in the meeting. Then only she was allowed to enter and handed over the documents to the Prime Minister.
Is that the
now,
reason?
first either you clarify this 30 minutes wait narrative. No, I am not yielding. I've called you out. Now you have to...
Shaina, let him complete his point. Shaina, let him complete his point. No, it's not fair. Let him complete his point.
Or you have to justify this 30 minutes wait narrative. From Kalaikunda to Digha, it takes 30 minutes to reach, to chair the meeting. And by 3, Mamata was live chairing a meeting which was pre-scheduled, right? And come back to the issue of welfare of the people and cooperative federalism. You have shown by withdrawing the Chief Secretary and his deputation what kind of cooperative federalism you believe in. You are by sending teams to the state. Within the 2 days of the mandate, you have shown what kind of cooperative federalism you believe in. You are constantly bugging and disturbing only one single government in this country that is led by Mamata. That is the definition of cooperative
Let him make his point. He heard you.
As far as BJP is concerned. We don't want any lecture from them, right? In the parliament, how you are bulldozing every other legislation. You not allow any opposition to speak. You talk of cooperative federalism. You have now, you're completely making the CBI going amok. You arrested 2 ministers few days back, 2 senior ministers. You talk of cooperative federalism. Shame on BJP.
Manojit, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the overall. We'll talk about the overall picture. Let me get in Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda, political analyst and author. Ratan Sharda ji. Now, see, people, Shaina, I'll give you your turn. You've spoken. Manojit Mandal has spoken. So the BJP and the TMC version is there. Let me get in a third voice, Ratan Sharda.
Sure.
Now, people are asking. I'll give you 2 scenarios, right? I'll give you 2 scenarios. One is when the state is fighting COVID and when the state is battling the aftermath of Cyclone Vyas. Was there a need to recall the Chief Secretary, who is the most important bureaucrat in the state? Right? That's point number 1. Point number 2, I'll give you an example and you can respond. Now, look at the optics. I'm only talking from the perspective of optics. Days after the government comes in, 2 ministers are arrested, 3 of them belonging to one party, 1 is a former leader. Now, I'm only asking, now when the other side alleges vendetta, now should political parties also introspect on this point, Ratan Sharda?
See, first of all, I'll say that let us get into splitting hair about 230, 333, that is just avoiding the issue. First of all, IAS is the steel framework of India, everybody agrees. And the secretary and chief secretary, these people are directly deputed by the center. When they don't attend to any meeting, it is called insubordination. Whether it's PM's missing or whether the governor called, after the election, governor called the senior officers, nobody reported to him, nobody gave the report. That was another case of insubordination. It is not the only one. Mamata went ahead and put dharna because an IPS officer was to be investigated. Then you know that Calcutta meeting, she left the meeting in the name of Jai Shri Ram. Then this particular case of PM being not attended to, it not first time. Her habit, she has that conferentialist approach. Being street fighter is a great quality, but once you are chief minister for 10 years, you are supposed to follow constitutional norms. You are supposed to follow with due respect, due for chief minister and prime minister, and you have to do this. And this continuous talk of federalism, let me say, this country is not a federal republic. Let it be very clear. It's union of state having federal character. That means center has overriding control on anything. At the same time, all the duties of the state and center are clearly defined. There are some common duties. There are independent, issues the states handle and the center handles. When it suits you, put even states responsibility in the center. When you don't want, you start confronting the center on every possible issue. There is huge human rights violation in Bengal, and how did Mamata Didi react to that? When thousands of people were rendered homeless after election, when targeted violence was done, where was Mamata Didi? Where was her responsibility chief minister? So this drama of continuously confronting the center as if you have got a Republic of Bengal. Sorry, you don't have Republic of Bengal. This is India. Every state is part of this Indian Union, and we are not living in a federation like USA. So stop behaving like that. This entire anarchist approach of creating mayhem and disturbing the constitutional niceties is going to hurt everybody. Whether it's Congress Party, Communist Party, or whosoever party or TMC, they have to face the same thing later on also. So let us not disturb the framework of Indian Constitution just because you want to show PM, low in your priorities.
Okay, I think he is now done. We have all heard we have all heard Mr. Sadda defending the BJP's stand, rather the stand taken by the BJP IT media cell, and speaking in so many words, taking so much of time and putting out his anguish, expressing his, distaste.
Come to the point, Tausif. I'll give you enough time. I'll give you equal time. Come to the point.
And the reason why. Talk about me. It is not my debate.
Why?
It is Republic debate between Mamata and Modi. I am no one. I have just made a point. Either respond to it or make your point.
Yes.
There is no use talking about me. Whomsoever I am.
Your point and your
I have given examples typically.
Okay, Tausif, make your point. Come on.
Is because confrontation. Respond to that.
And why he is so agitated, because the top leadership
I want you to keep on point.
BJP.
I am not agitated at all. I want you to speak on point, not on persons.
Tausif, come to the point. Come on, make your point. I'm listening. Everyone's listening. You have enough time. Make your point.
It's all so visibly clear that Mr. Sarda and everybody in BJP top leadership is so agitated from the result of the Bengal election. Their ego is hurt, very badly damaged. They are so not ready to accept the mandate given by the people in favor of Mamata Banerjee and against Narendra Modi.
Is it election day result? You are talking of analysis of election. Talk about what is happening for last 2 days.
See, he's again interrupting.
Bengal government versus
he's interrupting. But I won't take offense.
Election is gone and dusted.
I will not take offense.
Try to celebrate your victory.
He's interrupting me. He's not allowing me to speak.
Because you're not speaking on the point of the debate.
Okay, Tausif, go ahead. Come on, Tausif, go ahead. Make your point. Make your point.
I am precisely on my point. BJP has not taken the defeat well. Their ego is hurt. So last time when Mamata Banerjee joined the meeting with the Prime Minister and she wanted to speak, she was not allowed to speak. The Prime Minister did not allow Mamata Banerjee to speak in the last meeting. And in today's meeting that we are talking about, yesterday's meeting, she attended the meeting. She presented the report of the extent of the disaster caused by cyclone in Bengal. She sought the permission from the Prime Minister that she had to attend to other meetings, and she left. But from yesterday till today, what we are seeing on the news channel, probably originating from the BJP IT cell, one picture is circulating where on one side we see the BJP guys, including the governor sitting on the one side, and on the other side empty chairs, and the stories are being peddled that Mamata Banerjee did not attend the meeting. That's a white lie, a shameful lie. Mamata Banerjee did attend the meeting.
Okay, let her respond to you.
Mamata Banerjee presented the reports.
Yeah.
What do BJP want? What do Prime Minister? If Prime Minister wanted Mamata Banerjee to stay a little longer in the meeting,
Okay, Shaina, give him 30 seconds and you can come in. Give him 30 seconds and then you can speak.
Prime Minister could have asked Mamata Banerjee not to leave the meeting, have a sip of tea with him, do a little bit of Man Ki
Okay,
Baat.
Tausif, let her make a point
Mamata
now.
Banerjee is not interested in Man Ki Baat.
Okay,
Mamata
Tausif, let us
Banerjee
speak
is
now.
interested in Kaam Ki Baat.
Let us speak.
Where there is Kaam Ki Baat, there is no place for
Okay, you've
Man
said
Ki
what
Baat.
you've had to. Let
And
her respond to you
Mamata Banerjee has the
now.
freedom to choose.
Okay, let us.
Then what utter nonsense is
Okay,
this?
let Shaina make a point and Manojit will respond. Go ahead, Shaina, make your point and Manojit will respond after you're done. Okay? You have 1 minute. Your 1 minute starts now.
Yes.
Is there any respect that is attached to the office of the Prime Minister? Is there any constitutional provision that says that you must give respect to a visiting Prime Minister, especially at the time of a calamity? What did the Prime Minister say? He said we have to continue to focus towards working with more scientific management of disaster. He said that the frequency and impact of cyclonic systems and the increasing kind of turbulence in the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, we need to have communication systems in place. We need to use mitigation efforts and preparedness to undergo major change. And here you have people only talking about elections. He spoke about the importance of building trust amongst the people for better cooperation of relief efforts. Isn't this what a statesman should be doing in a time of this calamity? On the one hand, you have a cyclone. On the other, you have corona. The Prime Minister appreciated the preparedness even of the disaster management activities of the government of Orissa. And that's why probably we've had minimal loss of lives there, because there has been coordination with the centre and states. He also noted that the states have to embark on long-term mitigation efforts for dealing with such natural disasters. And here we are only deflecting on your debate, Niranjan. They're talking about elections.
Okay.
We have not gotten over it.
Okay, let Manojit come in. You've spoken for 1 minute.
One last point.
I'll give Manojit 1 minute to respond to you. Your 1 minute has just ended. Okay.
To the tune of 30,000 crores. Should the Chief Minister not be participating with a bureaucracy in such an important meeting? You tell me.
Hold on.
Is this not a disservice to the people of West Bengal?
You've spoken
You
for
tell
1.5 minutes. I'm going to let Manojit Bandal respond in 90 seconds. Okay, let him respond to you now. Manojit, you have 90 seconds. Go ahead.
No, I mean, how does one respond to a bag of lies? Chief Minister has made it amply clear. She attended the meeting which was pre-scheduled on day before yesterday between the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister. The other revised meeting, which was scheduled yesterday at 12 o'clock, which is certainly not the government-to-government meeting, that the Chief Minister did not sit over. And she has got every right to do this, because that you cannot have one single political entity by the form of Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari, only single MLA in that particular meeting. If you need to call the MLAs, call all the MLAs of the affected areas. Now please
Let him speak.
Show some courtesy, madam. Show some
Let him
courtesy,
speak.
madam.
Let him speak.
You people are so...
Let him speak,
so
Shaina.
desperate
He didn't
even in
interrupt
your
you. Let him
debate.
speak.
You people are such a bad loser. Let me speak. I did not interrupt you. You need to call all the public servants of the affected areas, not one single chosen associate of yours. LOP in the form of BJP's leader. The simple reason, did you call the Gujarat LOP when you held the meeting 1 week back again for the same cyclone issue? The answer is no. You call the Odisha LOP because he also belongs
Small
to your
mind,
party.
sir.
So
Small
that
mind.
meeting chaired by the Prime Minister was a political review meeting which the government of West Bengal chose not to sit over. Come back to the welfare of the people.
Very
The
small-
person who has
small
been
mindset.
handling COVID and now Cyclone, Mr. Alapan Bandopadhyay, you withdraw him without any rhyme and reason. On the day of his retirement, you ask him to join Delhi. Shameful, shameful action. This has not happened in the history of independent India, that you withdraw the chief secretary on the day of his retirement without consulting the state government. That is beyond the service rules either. You talk of cooperative federalism, madam.
It is only
I can only
reflecting, sir.
laugh at this.
You don't
You
allow
talk
me
of
to
welfare of
interrupt, so
people.
I can't
This
rebut all
person,
these points.
this person lost his brother. This
No.
person lost his
Mane-
brother. only
Ma-
2
okay,
weeks
Manojit,
back.
Manojit,
Very
you've had your
happy
time.
journalist,
She can
Mr.
respond to you now.
Alapan Bandopadhyay.
Okay,
And
you
yet
had 2 minutes, let her
handling
respond.
COVID and cyclone
No, I think
to
this
his
is-
heart.
this is such-
You withdraw this
this is
person.
such-
Okay,
This person
Manojit.
was
This is
waking
such-
up
Manojit, let-
throughout
let
the
her-
night along
okay,
with the
Manojit,
chief
let her
minister in the
respond.
secretariat and handled
Okay, let her
cyclone.
respond.
This is such
Okay, let her
small-minded
respond. Let her
talk.
respond to that.
The whole
I will not
country-
interrupt her. I will not
Okay,
interrupt
thank
her
you.
unlike
Thank
her.
you.
I will not
Thank
interrupt
you.
her.
Yeah, I
Thank
know you
you.
won't.
Let her go. Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
must.
I know you
should
won't.
thank me. You should thank me. You should thank me.
I am thanking you. At least have a smile on your face now, rather than being angry about victory,
Okay, Shaina, go ahead,
angry
make a
about
point.
defeat,
You know, we have two
angry
of the-
about the
we have two of
cyclone.
the panelists.
We
Smiling.
need to
Shaina, we have
understand.
two of the
But
panelists.
Niranjan,
Go ahead, make your point. I won't
Niranjan,
bind them in.
just very
Honorable
quickly.
lady.
I mean, this is not the time to discuss like school children. Oh, you attended, you didn't attend. Why didn't you attend? Let's talk about the issue. Nobody wants to talk about the disaster mitigation emphasis that the Prime Minister has set up this Finance Commission
Then why
on,
are you fighting
providing
against school
30,000 crores. So don't you think participation of the elected representatives of West Bengal, be it the leader of opposition or the chief minister or the bureaucracy, should be present? Why should you be doing a disservice to the people of West Bengal because of petty ego? And look at this argument, trying to suggest that you lost an election. We won the whole country with the popularity of the most hardworking prime minister the country has ever seen. So we don't need a certificate from the
Yes,
Trinamool
yes, you
Congress.
found the government.
But yes,
Okay.
yes, we clearly want to
won
help
the
the
election,
people
you
who
found the
are
government.
fighting a pandemic, who are fighting this kind of a situation of a cyclone. And unfortunately, from the kind of responses that the disaster management teams have given, this frequency could increase. So let's nip it in the bud by working together.
Okay, got your point. Let me take the next question to Ratan Sharda, and
Can I
then Tausif
respond?
can
Follow
respond.
request.
You know what? We have about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's yeah. Manojit, I'll come to you. Manojit, I'll come to you. Okay, I'll let Manojit come in because Shaina spoke. You know, Shaina responded. I'll let Manojit. Manojit, in 60 seconds, is it turning out to be a game of one-upmanship
No,
between the
Niranjan,
West Bengal government and the centre? Political one-upmanship. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, Niranjan, I'm really thankful for the way you are conducting the debate. I'm genuinely thanking you. Very sensible debate. That apart, you know, to my good friend from BJP, what did you do, madam, as far as the last year devastating cyclone is concerned? And let me tell you, it's because of Mamata and this chief secretary, the damage even in Bengal was minimum. Only one life was lost. Yes, we have lost thousands of, lakhs of houses, big properties, certainly, but only one life was lost. That's because of the good works of the chief minister and the chief secretary, who, again I repeat, despite the fact both of them lost their brothers only 1 week back, and yet they were waking up the whole night on the day of devastation in the secretariat. We don't need any kind of lesson of governance from BJP. We know how they're handling COVID, but that's a separate matter altogether. But you cannot teach us how disaster would be managed by Mamta from only one 15 minutes aerial survey, madam. You did not give us the requisite money or compensation for the last year cyclone, despite the
Sir,
fact that
last
you sent a
November, how
team.
much money
Again,
did
you will
Mr.
send a
Amit Shah
team.
give?
These are only formalities, madam. These are only formalities.
Okay, one second.
Sending
One second.
You also
Manojit,
sent him
Manojit.
2 weeks
Yeah.
back.
Do you not
Yeah,
have to
Manojit.
pay 4,000?
You sent him.
Manojit and Shaina.
During
Manojit and Shaina, one second.
These
Shaina,
are
you've had your turn.
formalities.
Shaina, you've had your turn. Shaina, you've had your turn. Shaina, you've had your turn. Manojit has spoken. Let me take this to Ratan Sharda and Tausif. I just have exactly 1.5 minutes. Mr. Sharda, you know, the centre shifted the West Bengal Chief Secretary to New Delhi, right? That's the headline. Now, he was asked to report at North Block by 10 a.m. on 31st of May. This is after, Mr. Sharda, the centre had approved a 3-month extension to the same officer. Now, my question is it,
Yes.
I'll put the same question to you as I put to Manojit Mandal. Is it becoming a game of one-upmanship? I have exactly 1 minute, I've been told, so you can speak for 30 seconds and I'll let Tausif come in for 30 seconds. Your 30 seconds starts now, Mr. Sharda.
It is not a game of one-upmanship. It is a point of disciplining the bureaucracy, the way they have behaved with political bosses, the way they did not obey the governor when there was heavy violence in Bengal. So if you find the bureaucrats and police are not listening to the authorities, they have to be disciplined because they're part of the framework of the Indian Constitution and Indian government.
Yeah.
So we cannot make it a political game. Secondly, what I see in the debate is highly bloated heads of these TMC people just because they won an election. Elections will come and go, but you cannot destroy the center-state relationship because you have got big ego. And on the question of Modi's meetings, Modi has been conducting
I don't have time. I don't have enough time. Tausif,
Centers,
last word.
let me
doing Man Ki Baat.
Centers,
Why for all these chief minister meetings?
Centers,
Okay, Tausif, last 30 seconds.
For 7 years.
Centers order
7 years, nobody
recalling,
complained
centers
about
order.
Minister
No,
meeting.
Mr. Ratan
Now
Sharda must
suddenly
stop
5
and
years
let
they
me
cannot
also
do
talk.
Because they just game they are playing.
No, this is not fair. Mr. Ratan Sharda should allow me to speak. This is not fair.
You don't have time, Tausif. You have 10 seconds. Tausif, you have 10 seconds. Make your point. I don't have time.
Center's notification recalling Alapan Bandyopadhyay has no explanation other than being center's having a bruised ego. It's a reaction
5,
from
4,
a bruised
3,
ego.
2,
That
Tausif,
without any
I've lost time. Okay, Shaina, okay, I'm out of time. Shaina, Manojit, Ratan, Shaina, Manojit, Ratan Sharda and Tausif, only because we run out of time. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this evening. Thank you.